Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to demonstrate how to use the BioShock 2 multiplayer Sinclair Solutions Deluxe DLC. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to join the BioShock 2 multiplayer Discord. And in one of the community channels, we may make another channel once we're ready to release this to the public. By the time this video goes live, it will be available to use. We're going to include a link to the GitHub page, which will allow you to download a zipped folder containing the DLC. So once you click on that link to the GitHub page, it'll bring you to this page right here. You're going to come over here to Sinclair Solutions Deluxe, click on that, and this right here, you're going to click on this link right here, and that will download the zipped folder right here. You're going to click on it once, extract all, close that, and here's the unzipped folder. So before we do anything else, we're going to create a new folder and title it, I'll just title it Backup. And I'll bring it up here so it can be seen. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the folder. I'll go over what all this stuff is. So configure loadout.swf. What this pertains to is this basically allows the DLC to be functional in-game. So like the tonics and the poison quills plasma, without this, they wouldn't be usable. And they allow you to add those tonics and plasmid to your loadout, hence configure loadout. Loading.swf. Oh. Okay, my bad. Shouldn't have clicked on that. This basically pertains to the Mercury Suites thumbnail / loading screen. So what's interesting about this loading screen is that this is actually never able to be seen in the official retail release of BioShock 2 because of a programming / coding error that one of the developers made. He was supposed to type Mercury Suites thumbnail.jpg, but he typed Mercury Suites thumbnail JPG. He left out the dot, and him leaving out the dot in the coding defaulted the loading screen for Mercury Suites back to this, which is the multiplayer apartment thumbnail. So this is what you would normally see when you load up Mercury Suites on BioShock 2 multiplayer. But the guy that released this DLC made this available to be seen by correcting that coding error that he made by adding the dot. README, this is basically instructions on how to use it in text, how to get everything to work properly. It includes a mouse acceleration fix. So normally BioShock 2 multiplayer's mouse acceleration is really fast. It's kind of rather disorienting to use a keyboard and mouse, so this helps adjust that. It has a known issues section, which covers any crashing issues or melee weapon issues, new items not saving issues. And you can try these fixes. If this doesn't work, you can contact one of the moderators or administrators, such as myself, on Discord, and we'll help get this resolved for you. Shared library.swf. This basically pertains to the little icons here for the new plasmid and gene tonics. So like poison quills, frost punch, adrenaline eve, super health. Basically the little DLC icons is what these allow you to see. Right here, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and various others. UserMP.ini. So basically what this is the programmer that allows this DLC to be possible. His name is Tempest. Shout out to him. Without him, none of this would be possible. As well as Devour on Discord, aka Leo. They both work together in collaboration to get this DLC to the public. So what this is this allows myself, and everyone else to have the same usermp.ini file that Tempest has, the programmer. He modified his usermp file, and that's what allows him to use the DLC items and the unreleased items, and now he's giving that to all of us, so we can also use a copy of his programmed ini file that he specially made so that we can all use this. So that's what this is. Screenshots. Poison Quill, so this is just showing off what your character looks like in game while having poison quills equipped. What you can see has Electrobolt on their arm, and the reason for that is because the default character animation for using plasmids is Electrobolt, and the programmers and 3D animators didn't take the time to animate a special arm animation for Poison Quill, so they just defaulted back to the default Electrobolt. So, without any further ado, we'll jump over to Steam. We're going to click on Manage, Browse Local Files. I'm going to click on MP, Content, Flash Movies. We're looking for configure loadout.swf. We're going to take this, drag and drop it into our backup folder. We're going to scroll down until we see loading.swf. We're going to drag and drop this into the backup folder. We're going to scroll down further and until we see shared library. We're going to drag and drop this into the backup folder. Once we've done that, we're going to open the DLC folder. And we're going to drag and drop the same folders we just backed up. The same files we just backed up, rather, which would be configure loadout.swf. We're going to drag and drop that in to our Flash Movies folder, loading.swf, and shared library.swf. Now we can close the Flash Movie folder. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on the Windows icon. We're going to type in R, run, type in %@data, %, enter. We're going to click on BioShock 2 Steam. We're going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Our user mp.ini file, we're going to drag and drop into the backup folder. And now we're going to go back to the DLC folder. And we're going to drag and drop Tempest user mp.ini, which would just be called user mp.ini. And we're going to drag and drop that into the BioShock 2 Steam folder. Once we drag and drop the user mp.ini file, we're going to click on it. We're going to scroll down until we see alias 21 right here. And this is what this is how you modify your FOV. So controller desired FOV is the background FOV, which controls like your depth of perception, how far and how close objects appear to be. For me, I'm going to set this to 100. And you want to set this number, player controller default FOV, to be the same as this number, which is 75, but I'm going to change it to 100 as well. Set player controlled foreground FOV is 70. I'm going to adjust that to be 75. And below that, default foreground FOV is 70. I'm also going to set this to be 75. Scrolling down a little further, we come down here to Xenon A. Context action. So context action is basically just what allows you to hack turrets and vending machines in the game and to perform like researches on characters' corpses to gain a damage bonus on them. So by default on gamepad, this is A, which I prefer this to be Y. So I'm going to copy this, replace jump with context action, and replace context action with jump. Once we've done that, we're going to save. We can exit. And I think we're ready to test now. So we're going to load up BioShock 2 multiplayer. And next is an important step. So as you're loading in, you get to the main menu. You want to press the tilde key, which is this right here, as you're in the main menu. So I'm going to press it now. This is what activates the DLC. Without this, when you hover over Poison Quills, let me scroll down here. Poison Quills, like right here, it would normally crash. If I didn't press that tilde key, it would probably crash the game as I'm hovering over Poison Quills. But since we did that, we're allowed to select it. I'm going to select melee weapon. Fire boost. We'll show off Cold Punch. Oh, another thing, so these melee tonics, the Cold Punch, Fire Punch, and Zap Punch, you can only select one at a time because normally if you were to be able to select two, it would crash your game, but Tempest programmed in like a lock for once you select one, it disables the other one, so you can only select one at a time. So I have Cold Punch equipped right now. If I wanted to select another one, I would press X to unequip it, and then I'd choose Zap Punch. If I don't want to use Zap Punch, I could use Fire Punch. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to use Cold Punch, and we're going to equip Adrenaline Eve because I want to show that off as well. So to show off the new thumbnail for Mercury Suites, we're going to start this up. But before I do that, as we're starting up this match, it's important that you press the minus key. And the minus key, as you're loading into the game, will trigger the FOV fix. Or if you're using a gamepad like me, you can press up on the D-pad and that will also trigger it. So remember, minus key. You're going to press the minus key on your keyboard as you're loading in. Or even as like right before you select your loadout. So here's the thumbnail. Loading screen right there. Select our loadout. I'm going to trigger the FOV fix, as you just saw. And... okay, everything looks usable. So we're going to melee this vending machine. It's going to freeze, which is what the new DLC tonic allows. Frost Punch. Here's Poison Quills I have equipped right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show off that we're going to shoot this barrel once, twice, 3 times, and it destroys the barrel because barrels require 30 damage to be destroyed, and Poison Quills deals 10 damage a quill. Another thing I want to show off is that pay attention to the left uppermost corner of the screen, that blue bar, which is my Eve. When I'm going to deplete it, I'm going to walk into it. As I take damage, I'm restoring my Eve. That's what Adrenaline Eve does, which is also part of the new DLC. So that's all I'm going to show off. You guys can experiment with other aspects of the DLC with the other melee tonics. And the melee, you can wield as your primary. So that your character-specific melee weapon you can wield as your primary and run around with, which is pretty neat. That about covers that. Am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything else. So I hope you guys found this video informative. It's pretty exciting that we have this new DLC for the community. I look forward to using it along with you guys and maybe trying to reinvigorate the community and just different play styles. One combo I like using is the Frost Punch tonic that I just demonstrated. When I meleeed the vending machine, it freezes. And you combine that with Arrow Dash, so you melee someone, it freezes them, then you Arrow Dash through them and it one-shots. Another really good combo is Geyser Trap with the Electric Punch tonic. So you Geyser Trap someone and you hit them once with the Electro Bolt, or the Electric Punch tonic, and that also is a one-shot. And there's various other things you can do with it as well. That about covers it. I hope you guys found this video informative, and thanks for watching.